half of things if somebody does the other half.
Ooh, yeah. Let's start with that. I want to know what
So
happened.
after we started leaving the place, if I remember right, and realizing, oh, it's been like multiple days. Y'all go back to Hawk's
Showed.
parents' dad's house or something, I think. Well, I head back up north to check on the battle wagon. Along the way, I hear whispers in the crowd that there is an army or a horde of undead gathering near the front gate. So I like double time it, get up to the gate, and realize that the gate's locked, and that the town guards, for whatever reason, dragged the hoopty around to the east, kind of like impounding it, along with the Shifnal troops that we left there. So I pay I think it was a child. I give him like a few gold coins, and he runs and delivers the message to you while I sprint around the entire perimeter of the city to get to the hoopty, uh, get it, drive it back up north, and then wait for you there, and then yeah.
So you did all that just so we wouldn't realize the hoopty had gotten impounded. Good on you.
I mean, we needed it in the north, but yeah.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So
Just as a point of clarification, the Shifnal guards were the ones that dragged it away from
Oh, it was the
undead horde.
Shifnal guards. Okay.
They
yeah,
thought it would
because
be bad for them if they lost it.
the way he said it, he sounded like the Shifnal
Boys.
guards got impounded too.
Interesting.
I thought it was the Three Rivers that like
No.
moved it over there. Okay. Fortunately, the hoopty is heavy, and it was in dirt and grass, so there was very large drag marks for me to follow.
So your tracking skills came to the fore in this one.
Yes, I felt like Gwen for like 5 minutes.
Outstanding.
Good stuff.
Johnny would have rolled a 1 and gone in the complete opposite direction. Those are obviously fake tracks.
The exact opposite direction is just the river.
He would have figured they turned it into a boat somehow.
Yeah, oh, that's
Because Johnny could do it.
I have ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but we have to make sure the river remains in
And-
order for us to have be able to use it as a boat.
An amphibious assault hoopty.
Yes.
So
Called an
for the other half, then, after Tonus takes off, we head to Michaud's house to figure out, well, just to first of all apologize for disappearing apparently for a couple days, and then also to figure out if Mask made his appointment, and he did, and it even sounded like he might have been there while we were talking to him, which is interesting. Oh, he left a scroll there for Rowan, and we were just hanging out there until Tonus got back. I think we talked to Michaud a little bit, but we didn't. I don't remember there being much. Like, was anything important discussed? Because I'm spacing out on that a little bit. Yeah, I think it was mostly Althea and Ambrose were chatting with Michaud. Oh yes, because Johnny went to go
The library.
study in her library and also try to do a divine intervention, and
Yeah.
then yeah, we got the message from the street urchin, and we headed north about as quickly as we could. Rana sent a sending to her dad through the sending stone about the river, because that's very bad. And yeah, we get to the gate, we see Tonus, we get out of the gate. Althea makes sure that all of the townspeople that are in like this little area here get inside, like starts bribing them.
Yep.
And then we drive into the
throng of
drove into
undead.
the undead thing. We did quite a bit before we split though. Like more than I thought we were gonna do. But before we even got home the night before, like the night we were talking to Mask, there was the dark elf that jumped in front of us and was like, "Hey, I've got a bone to pick with a tattooed half elf." And we were like, "What? We don't have one of those."
Johnny completely
Well.
dummied up on that one, going, "I don't know what you're talking about."
And then it turned out that Ambrose. See, Rana thought Ambrose had gone out into the wastes. I did not know there were like badlands over by Shifnal. So it turned out that Ambrose had gone out into some badlands, which is where his like cult was originally from. And
Yes.
he like found their old caves and stuff and completed whatever ritual. So he actually has a lot more tattoos now. And also we got to hear some super cool Ambrose lore, which was super cool.
It really was.
Yes.
And then the dark elf tried to pick a fight. He threw a dart at Ambrose, and Ambrose fell asleep. And then Rana dismantled his weapons, and he ran away. And Chiron tried to chase after him, but apparently he's very, very, very fast because Chiron could not catch him. And yes, we verified that Mask did return Tharon's eyes and set the other bellholder's soul free. So that's good. What else? I think that was mostly it. And then that's when we split. We headed to Michaud and Tonus head north.
Or a well-deserved night's sleep.
Yes, yeah, but Rana still looks kind of tired.
Me too, Rana. Me too.
She still has a level of exhaustion.
All right. Anything else?
I think that's enough. Oh yeah, now we're surrounded by undead, and Rowan is apparently going, "You're all gonna die." You realize that, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
He's being Cassandra.
Is that a Dragon Age?
Cassandra?
Do
It
you
sounds
not?
like a Dragon Age.
No, it's actually Greek mythology.
Oh, the literal Cassandra. Okay.
Oh.
Yes, that Cassandra.
That's what I want.
So yeah, we're headed towards the center to try to talk with the leader of the undead forces that are camped outside of Three Rivers. Oh, we did get to talk a lot with Gadiel, but that was mostly an RP, so that didn't happen really in this session.
Nice.
So never mind.
Yeah, Johnny looking at Althea and says, "Althea,
Yes.
we are hopelessly, laughably outnumbered here.
I realize that.
Okay, I'm not gonna pick a fight. Can you, unless we are seriously provoked and one of our lives is in danger, I'm not gonna pick a fight. Can you say the same? I ask you this because you are almost as hot-headed as I am, and I'm trying really hard to contain it all."
The maiden grant that I remember to stand as the shield.
I'll take that as a yes.
Battle wagon trundles forward to where the hill is. The undead at that point part away from it, revealing the structure described in the Discord channel. Fortifications of bone and sinew. How close do you drive it, the wagon? As they
Um,
part, the wagon is about 150 feet away from the hill.
Oh, I'm in the wrong channel. Let me get us within. Where is the sheet? There it is. Get us within 60 feet.
Does something have a 60-foot range?
Maybe.
Okay.
Wagon rolls forward, comes to a rest 60 feet from the ramp leading up to the hill and gate. Ugh, coffee went down the wrong tube.
You okay, man?
Ouch.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I muted
Your lungs
myself
need some
briefly.
caffeine too.
Yeah, I think maybe.
That's
It's
why
a
I drink
faster way
adult
to get
beverages.
there. Faster absorption rate through the lungs.
Oh my gosh.
Just tap a vein and mainline that stuff. Come on.
Oh gosh.
Mhm.
Okay. Oof.
The majority of the skeletons and zombies have dispersed from the ramparts, but there's still a couple that mill about here and there. You stop and sit for brief moments as you contemplate the size of the forces surrounding the wagon. After about a minute, the gates open up. They don't seem to be a solid, rigid structure, but sort of bend backwards with the sinew that attaches the bones,
Gross.
flexing inward. From the inside comes a figure roughly the size of a humanoid, cloaked, carrying a bow and with sword on its back. Looks from this distance, you can tell that it mostly skeletal in nature. Behind it, a larger figure similar to the one fought just the night previous, with large claws extending from its hands, sort of tap against the dirt as it walks behind the first one. All the while, chanting from the assembled masses continues, punctuated by the cries of pain from those that have been lashed onto the bone and sinew fortification.
Yeah.
The pair approach and stop about 20 feet away from the wagon. They just stare up at those assembled on top.
I'm not blinking first. There.
Rana, I think this is your stage.
Oh gosh.
Who is on top at this point? Just let's confirm who's where.
Onus
Johnny's
for
up
sure
top.
is
Yeah.
Johnny and Rana. I think it's the three of us.
Actually,
I
I'll tell
think.
you it's with this too, I believe.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I'm
we're
up on
all on
top.
top.
Yeah,
Well, that seems like a
everyone's
bad
on top.
idea.
I think Ambrose may have been down below. I don't remember.
All right.
I feel
yeah,
like
he's not-
somebody. I
he's-
feel like somebody was.
I think it's just
Yeah.
Ambrose then.
It's like
Ambrose
Johnny
and
will
Steven. Got it.
Johnny will lean over to Ronnie and says, "You want me to take this? I can take this."
If you promise you won't pick a fight.
We can go
She
with
kind
that.
of says that as a joke. She's
We-
teasing.
Yeah, we can go with that.
I was actually going to suggest maybe Rowan taking point. He seems to have he seems to be more familiar with necromancy in general.
Who, Rowan?
Yeah, I mean, I know his
you want-
charisma's not great, but he knows
No, it's really not.
necromancy.
It's okay. It's like if you're the go-to, then be the go-to.
I mean,
Rowan, you want-
Rowan doesn't have any.
Rowan's
Stake
not
in it.
invested. Yeah.
Yeah. Rowan is to my
Rowan's not
experience.
even entirely sure why we opted to come over here. Neither is Preston, for that matter.
Adventure and fun and zombie killing.
Hit something until plot falls out.
Because we need to find out why the river's being blocked up, and this seemed the fastest way to figure it out.
Okay,
Right?
so okay. So do we climb? So I guess we'll climb down. And
No.
Oh,
No.
we're not climbing
no.
down yet.
No.
We're
No,
not
We are
climbing down
we
yet.
are
We're
not
not climbing,
we are
climbing
not
down ever. At no point are we climbing down.
we are not getting swarmed by undead.
Okay, then go ahead. Well, I don't know what we're doing then.
You are talking from on top of the thing.
Yep. Johnny will use a drill sergeant parade ground voice. Large, booming, and crystal clear. It's easy to identify the leader of the undead, yes?
I don't think they're here yet. These seem
Don't know how to
like
answer that.
Say again?
I'm not sure how to answer that because what are you looking for as their leader?
Big helmet, fancy headdress, or lots and lots and lots of power just dripping off of something evil.
lots of auras and things strapped to them.
Yes, blades everywhere.
no,
Also
no.
also tactical gear. Lots of Sorry. I went to Rob Liefeld for a second. I apologize for that.
Johnny, we're looking for a necromancer.
That
Super
too.
powerful. This guy could be that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Are necromancers typically undead themselves?
Oh, sorry.
No.
Didn't realize they were undead. Never mind.
No, necromancers usually are
I'm a
not
shush now.
undead.
I was splitting my attention.
It's okay. Necromancers are usually not undead.
The
Uh,
closest thing that you have to what you described is either the creature that's pretty much looks the same as the one you fought the previous night, so
Mhm.
that seems to exclude hit, or the skeletal figure that's robed with sword and bow.
Right.
Nothing
look-
else aside from the ones that have escorted you in. Nothing else has made any appearance.
Okay, we'll look at that one. And Johnny will look at it and say, "Why are you here? And what will it take for you to leave in peace?" Just that.
We came for material.
By material, I take it you mean living forms, living beings.
Gestures to those that are lashed to the fortification.
That's what I thought. You will find no materials here. Please understand this. The city is closed to you. And he just gestures back to the walls. It is literally closed. This will not end well for anyone. Please take your forces and go in peace.
We
What is
like
that?
it here.
What is that sound? Anyway.
The chanting?
No, I think
No.
somebody's headset was buzzing.
Oh,
Yeah. This is weird. Like locusts were just attacking us. So you like it here. Well, while the city is accepting of many things, unfortunately, undead looking to take living beings and lash them onto fortifications and other equipment is not one of the things that the city is open to. Please leave.
Please leave.
think we'll stay.
That's a river.
Walls will fall.
No. Please believe me when I say this will not end well for anyone, yourself included, us included. Your master included. Wherever it, he, she, they may be.
If people die, they'll join our ranks. And our forces can be brought back.
Okay, so
And-
you're just here to make your army bigger?
If a mostly skeletal figure could grin, that's what it's doing.
So its expression hasn't changed. Got it.
Right.
Got it. So there are countless holy people within this city who have the power to turn your kind into ash and dust and inanimate bone. This is not a threat. This is a fact. Do you really wish to wake that sleeping dragon? It will happen and you will regret it, and your master will suffer. Please understand, I am not threatening. I am just telling you what is going to have to happen because these people will defend themselves. We have come here peacefully. We have not issued any threat. I do not issue threat. I'm just trying to avert a really bad situation. So I ask you one more time, will you please take your camp and leave in peace? Come on, let me make a persuasion check, please. I'm being nice.
Is Waywalk it Wick
Yep, make a
Willie?
persuasion check.
This is going to be funny because watch, I'm going to roll a 1.
Did you use your inspiration?
Oh, you
Plus
just
you're next to.
like I'm using inspiration one way or the other.
I don't know why I rolled 2, but apparently.
Well, now that I've seen the result, yes.
I don't know why it rolled
I'm
2.
kidding. I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Okay.
I don't think you did that.
No,
intentionally.
I just rolled and I rolled it for a normal, and I don't know why I hit advantage, but yeah, I will burn that inspiration point.
Does he get a plus for being next to Althea?
I don't think so. I'm not
That's
sure. Oh, like for
saves.
saving throws?
Oh, I didn't know if that was
Yeah,
for
that-
saving throws.
Yeah, that's just saving throws.
Give me a
says-
second. There's a thing I go. Where's the character thing?
Or are you going to give him a
Oh,
flash of
Flash of Genius?
inspiration?
I was thinking about a flash of genius. Yeah,
Yes.
Flash of genius. That's what it's called.
I can do
How
that
many
on
are in
ability
your
checks. I think,
city?
right? I have 3 of them per rest, and I didn't use one like at all the prior 2 sessions. Where the heck is it?
It's under features, active abilities.
Oh, look at that. 30 feet of you. Ability check or saving throw. Yeah, let's add a +3 to that.
So 24.
So they asked you how many people are in the city.
More
Not
than we
sure if
can
I
count.
want to answer that question. I'm guessing Rana knows the approximate number.
Johnny just says more people than can be counted in a day.
That's
He didn't say by who.
I'm not even sure I know how many people are in the city.
Exactly.
No, I
so
know.
yeah, so
I don't know how to count.
I'm sure there must be
Oh,
less.
so do you not? You're not going to tell him.
Huh?
You're not going to tell or give an answer, or are you starting to?
No, Johnny said there's more people in the city than can be counted in a day.
Oh, I wasn't sure if that was a joke. All right.
No, that's his answer because Johnny doesn't know, but he's not going to be able to go out and take a census.
Fair enough.
And it is a completely honest answer. And Johnny looks at the grinning skeletal skull guy and says, "There must be easier game elsewhere."
Rana looks normal. Never mind.
Yeah, because and I realize that if we manage to talk our way out of this, they're going to go somewhere and slaughter someone else. I realize that completely. But Johnny did promise he wouldn't pick a fight.
Althea leans over and whispers to Johnny, "We need to know about the river."
Yeah. I have answered one of your questions to the best of my ability. Please answer one of mine. What do you know of the situation with the river?
Turns to look west.
I don't know what you
What
just said.
situation?
He said something about looking west.
Yeah, he
Oh.
looks west towards where the river would be, and then turns back and says, "What situation?"
Are you blocking the river?
Its eyes flare a little bit, and it says, "No. Perhaps we quit the field. Then what?"
Perception check.
Too many
you can,
voices.
and do one of them checkies.
Let's do one of them checkies.
Do a checky. That's quite the checky.
Oh, it should have been what, intuition?
Insight.
What's your intuition bonus? We'll just keep the roll.
Whom?
What's your intuition?
Uh,
Or whatever, insight, that's what it's called.
Intuition. What is? How do I check that?
Insight.
Sorry.
Oh, insight is it says 12 plus 2.
Okay. So,
Oh, it's in. Okay.
I mean, skeletal figures hard to gauge. When Johnny asked him about the river, he turned, and it seemed in genuine bewilderment.
Right. Okay. Just for my own sanity, we are certain that the river flows north to south, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So if it's not this army here, then it might be the aberrations that Mask was trying to stop farther north.
Might be. One problem at a time.
Yup.
Right?
Yup.
Yep. Okay. So Johnny says, "Thank you for answering my question. Will you please leave?"
Yeah, and he asked, if we quit the field, then what? What will you do?
Somebody else's problem.
Well, we've got lots of other things to take care of, so you'll no longer be one of them.
We will not pursue you.
I asked if you would leave in peace, and by that we give you our bond that we will not harry you as you quit the field. We will not pursue. We will just continue with our other endeavors.
I'll return momentarily. And he turns and he starts to walk back towards the gate without waiting
Okay.
for a response.
All right. Johnny leans over to Althea and says, "Althea, I strongly recommend you get one of your swiftest runners, messengers, to go to Shifnal and tell them to prepare for this horde that may just show up there."
Oh, believe me, I was already thinking about that.
All right.
Just because we're not going to pursue them doesn't mean we can't send warning ahead of them.
Exactly. All
I would
right.
say, specifically whispering to the group if need be, we're much better suited fighting them here than in Chifnal.
It's true because there are a lot more people here. However,
Johnny looks and goes,
I am
ahead.
concerned that if the people of Three Rivers fight them, the people of Three Rivers are going to be turned against by anyone in their midst who has diabolical intent against those in the city, and they might partner with whatever this necromancer is. And however many of the citizenry of the Three Rivers are killed, they can be immediately turned and added to the enemy forces.
Let's face it, this city is not a good place.
Good place or not.
No, what I'm saying is
I-
I would not want them at my back in a fight. But
I mean,
what I was saying was true. If they wake the sleeping dragon that is the religious sects of this city, they're in for a really knockdown drag up. But what's that going to do to the citizenry?
Right.
What do you got, Tonist?
Shifnal has no defenses.
This is true. So perhaps they won't even look at it.
Or
Yeah.
they just roll it.
Well, they might go to the capital
Yeah,
or
we don't
Milburn.
know we don't know where they're going to go. I'm just saying to send warning and if needed, evacuate the city.
All right, so here's another question that no one's asked yet.
Mhm.
Who summoned this army into existence and for what motive?
We presumably it's it's definitely a necromancer. It might be what is her name? Ymira?
Ymira, yeah.
Ymira. And they seem to imply that they're just here to make their forces bigger. That was the only answer we got.
Yeah, bolster their forces for some probably bigger fight. Let's see what they have to say. I mean, at this point, that's all we can do. Because, like I said, we specifically are outnumbered here.
Outnumbered, but not necessarily outgunned.
I never said we were outgunned.
Just making sure.
No, I got your back, and I know you got mine.
It returns a couple minutes afterwards.
Hmm?
When the gates open this time, you could see some floating heads flying about with green flames around them.
I hate those things.
Floating skulls, I should say.
I hate those things.
They stay within the confines of the fortifications.
Mm-hmm.
He approaches once more. He looks back to you and says, "We will move away from this place.
All right. When?
This very night."
And you will not seek to grow your forces before you leave.
Not any longer. Or not anymore.
All right.
Hmm.
Not going down that rabbit hole, guys. Sorry. If you want to speak up, I'm not doing it. I says, all right.
I also either kill or release the guys chained to the walls.
He motions and you watch as they have their throats slit.
Better than the alternative. And then we watch as they're brought back.
They were using their blood for something, which
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was a good call.
If I may ask, you came here to increase the size of your army. Once you have increased the size of your army, what is your aim? What is the aim of the one who summoned you into being?
Tell you, I have no say in the matter.
Is your leader within your camp?
You hear rattling from the many skulls that are in the area. as the jaws click against each other.
We wish to speak, not fight. I believe we've been very clear and consistent with that message. We would
I will
just
not speak to her.
her. Johnny looks over at Ronald. What was that name again?
Ymira.
He looks. He's watching the skull guy to see if he's. I'm looking using insight to see if I get a response when she says that name.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do the thing. Yes! Awesome! Figures. Johnny is not Havelock when it comes to skill checks.
Or Billy.
Or Billy. Yeah, with Billy in one night I rolled, was it 4?
Yeah,
4 20s.
more than that, I think.
The figure
It's-
doesn't stir or move when it's mentioned, when the
Okay.
name is said.
Okay. Well, okay. If we can't talk to her, then I guess does anyone else have anything to say? Because I feel like we are wearing out our welcome rather quickly.
No, doesn't seem
All
to
right.
be anything
May
else.
we have your permission? Safe passage to go to the shore of the river to the west and travel up it past your forces so that we may investigate what is blocking the river.
On the way to this mass of undead, you would have noted a space of probably about a half mile from the water to where they are.
Oh, so there's a corridor?
So yeah,
Yeah.
so there's space between, but just in that consideration, he'll respond that they won't attack you if you do that,
All right.
Thank you.
so long as you actually move, in the space rather than try to go through where they are.
Yeah. And your team, you and your forces are leaving at dark, at full dark?
Yes.
All right. We need to get word back to the city to let them know that.
Rana, can you send your father a message?
No, but I can only do that once a day. But also, I would prefer to stay in the city to make sure that they actually leave without attacking.
What time of day is it right now?
It's about
Mid-afternoon.
a little after midday, 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
So we have some time to go upriver and then back down.
It never works out that way.
The location that Mask gave us is like days.
Stephen can tell Mask.
No, no, I'm saying
No. Stephen can tell Mask that the city is safe, that the horde has been persuaded to leave.
no, I'm
I
saying
think
where the potential blockage is like days north.
right. And Rana, if I'm correct, you want to stay within the city walls to ensure that the horde leaves, right?
Yeah, and so that we can defend it if they attack.
He just looks around. Okay. Althea, I understand the need and want to go check out the source of the blockage on the river.
Althea shrugs. She said, and I don't know how rapidly the level of the river is dropping and how much time we have.
I don't either, and I agree that it's urgent. But we could very easily be leaving and then come back to a mostly undead city. And I have family here.
I understand that. And I understand your desire.
All right, so we stay until full dark and then head out after dark. Not like he just kind of stomps on the, taps his foot on the hoopy. Not like the night critters will be able to get to us.
We did have yeah, that sounds good. We did have an appointment with Gadiel. He invited us back to the Temple of Derv to talk with him.
Let's do that while we're waiting for full dark because we can't do everything.
No, I know. Yeah, I agree. But he's directly related to Ymira, so talking with him might be helpful
Okay.
just for the future.
Okay. I understand, and I hear the conflicting requirements right now. It's going to take us days to get to where the river blockage is, apparently. So a
Unless
couple
we
of
have
hours.
some form of assistance, yes.
So a couple of hours isn't going to should not make that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. So perhaps we wait out until this force moves out and quits the field. Have the meeting that with what's his name? I can never pronounce his name right.
Gadiel?
Gadiel?
Gadiel. Fine. We have that meeting. Then after that meeting, we head north. Does that sound like a workable plan to everyone?
Yes.
Yep.
Tonist? Rowan? You guys in?
Or
Okay. And he looks at Tonist gonna and rather looks at Rowan, gives him a nice comradely clap on their shoulder and says, "See, we didn't die yet." Tonist, if you would please do the honors and get us the hell out of here.
away we go.
As the wagon rolls away, the figures stay and just watch. The undead don't continue to backfill as the wagon moves out, but instead fall away from it on all sides,
Okay.
making a clear and easy path away.
Outstanding. So we're no longer in the pocket.
Correct.
All right. So when we get back to the gates of the city, is there room within the city walls to pull in and park the hoopty? Not going to try and take it down the streets. That leads to urban renewal. We know that.
Huh.
So you just wanted like here?
Does that seem good to everyone?
If they'll permit it, yes.
It'll keep the undead taggers away from it.
Nice.
So now it's a matter of speaking to the city guard and making it very clear that they are to be watchful, fortify the defenses, but if anyone looses an arrow or sends a catapult or aggresses on that force in any way, shape, or form, their death is on them.
Yeah,
Because we just negotiated the withdrawal of this army.
As you get to the gate, you note the standing atop the battlement is a rather old dude with a scar on one eye. It's Gadiel. It's looking out at the arranged masses.
Johnny just gives him a thumbs up. We're good.
He has a large metal tube-like device on his slung over one shoulder.
Is it a bazooka?
Sort of,
Rocket launcher.
in a way, in a manner of speaking.
It's a fireball caster. Fawoosh.
Inside the gates, there are a multitude of militia members that are just sort of milling about. They aren't in preparation to exit, but they're just sort of amassed there.
Johnny will,
It's not
in a louder voice, Johnny will gesture to to Rana and Althea. Says, "Your Grace, Madam, let him know." And he just give you guys the floor. Basically, he's just getting everyone's attention.
Who are we talking to? Sorry.
The militia.
The militia and Gadiel up on the wall, and the city, any of the city guard, anybody who looks like they're ready to go out and fight.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I just got.
Do you
I
want me
basically
to
did- I
take
did-
this, or do you want to?
I'll be right back.
I mean, Rana will convey that we negotiated their withdrawal, but to be ready, they're not going to leave supposedly, they're not going to leave until nightfall. So be on guard until they actually start moving away.
Althea adds, however, if anyone within the city aggresses upon them before nightfall, that breaks the terms of the truce, and they will fall upon this city and either destroy or make you one of their own.
Okay, performance check.
Oh boy.
Ooh, look at that.
That's a good day.
At least one of us is channeling really good dice rolls.
They murmur amongst themselves, looking on, and they sort of seemed placated. Most of them are all too willing to sit behind the gates as long as possible.
Yeah, Althea will add something about, I stand as a maiden of the shield. And in this time, it is defense, not offense, that is needed.
Okay. Someone calls out that the shield bearers are amassing at their temple.
I will speak with them. So yeah, I don't know if y'all need to talk with Gadiel, but Althea's gonna go talk to the shield folk.
Do you need any escort backup or anything, or are you good?
Althea cannot go off by herself.
Then I'll go with her.
No, I don't.
No?
Can we talk to Gadiel and then go to the shield place?
If they're marshaling for war,
They are marshaling for war, and we need to let them know now before they get out any of the other gates.
Okay, but you can't wander off by yourself because you have demons after you.
So let us invite Gadiel to come with us.
I suppose that works if he'll come.
how very dare you make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah, like that's a good plan if he'll come. He looks presumably
Driven.
pretty intent.
I'm gonna destroy all of them myself. No,
I'm gonna get me some scalps.
I tell you
Oh
what.
my gosh.
Master Gadiel, she calls up. Will you accompany us to the Temple of the Shield, the Temple of the Stalwart, so that we may forestall any actions of war?
He calls back asking, I guess he sort of heard what was said. In fact, he's coming down off of the battlements as you're concluding your discussion.
Yeah. Althea would have done the whole, as much parade ground voice as she has. So she would have made sure that everybody heard. And word got passed down the line.
Where is this place? I'm not familiar with the city.
Oh, where is it? I don't remember it. I'm looking at the list.
66.
Ah, okay. 66. So it's down. I see 61, 69, 63, 60. Good God. This
Right.
is.
That's very far away.
Thank you. Okay. Everybody marked it. Yay.
It is fortuitous that I've found you. I believe that I've discovered a warren of sorts.
Really?
A warren
Yes.
of rabbit folk?
No. Of the undead.
Of Ymira's undead?
Could be.
Are they tunneling into the city?
Perhaps warren was the wrong word. But it does seem to be an underground cave or dugout area.
Is it within the city?
Yes.
Oh.
Is it within a graveyard?
It is under a home,
A
Hmm.
home?
people of which have been killed.
I think we were just there a few nights ago.
Can you describe the location?
Are we walking?
We're
Yeah,
walking.
he'll accompany you
Johnny holds up the sign, and we're walking. We're walking.
this way. Walkers on the right, runners on the left.
We will now Sally Fourth and Sally Fifth.
Can he describe the location?
Yes. He says it is a home near one of the fountains of the city. It's on the eastern side. He'll describe this section of the city. There. And says that the plants near the home have wilted and turned a bloody shade. Common occurrence among vampires is that plant life is distorted. Their sap turns to blood.
Vampires. But looks over at Rana. Not your run-of-the-mill undead. Because when you said undead, I was thinking zombies.
Likely there are some.
Perhaps we can ask some of the followers of the stalwart to join us in investigating.
I was gonna suggest maybe if Althea could like send a letter, or not a letter, but like a note,
A runner.
a runner, just telling the shield to stand down, or even if they do go to the north, then don't aggress, because we've negotiated for them to withdraw.
I don't know that they would accept the word of a runner.
Huh.
Unless we ask the runner to return to us with their reaction.
Runners have to find us unless we're going to stay here, which doesn't do us any good. Let's just.
Well, our path takes us almost. It takes us the same direction, whether we go to the temple or we go to this vampire's house.
Yeah, let's go to the temple first, stand down that particular problem, then we can go find the vampires. Because one of the two issues at hand could be an immediate issue, i.e. kicking off a battle that we really don't want, while the vampires are doing their own thing and are most likely already entrenched, and they're not going to get any more entrenched than the extra hour it might take us to get there.
We'll still have daylight.
Yes.
And I
it is
and
prudent
Johnny goes,
to
and
go
I've
before
got a party
nightfall.
trick. What was that?
It is prudent to go before nightfall.
Yeah. Johnny says, "Well, I've got a party trick."
How long is it going to take us to walk to the temple?
From the north wall, um, about 45 minutes to an hour.
And then it would be another half hour to this area.
Yeah, more or less.
All right. Althea looks around for, a kid, somebody with a teenager, preferably. Long legs, looks like a sprinter, kind of.
Althea, you have soldiers.
Ambrose look like a sprinter?
You have soldiers from Shifnal. Send somebody in your livery.
Oh, that's true. They were there at the north gate.
So they're not staying with the
The
I'll
20s,
just call it the dwagon.
the dwagon.
hoopy. That's our other campaign.
About
Our
20
other
of them.
battle wagon.
Yes.
There's a score of them, so I mean,
Oh, okay. I could have gone to the temple with them. Not that they could have fought off demons, but okay. Sure. I'll send one of them running to the temple and to the, we're staying on this route at least until we get to what's 44? The stadium?
arena? Yeah.
The
Stadium.
stadium? Yeah, so coming down Blood Court and then going, or would we be turning off here?
Probably,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm guessing we're probably about here by now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you, however far you want to go, there's no
Okay.
specific.
So send one of my men to run and let the people at the Temple of the Stalwart know that we've brokered a non-aggression pact essentially, and the withdrawal of the undead forces, to please not take any aggressive action against them. That in this case, the shield should stand for defense, and to bring word back to me of their reaction and if they are in fact standing down or not.
Where do you want them to meet you?
So I'll ask Gadiel, where is this place? And if you do not find us along the way, we'll turn off at this street. Come and find us along that route straight to that house.
The Blissful Waters Peace.
Yeah, it's a fountain.
Okay.
Okay. He'll deliver the message and go to the fountain.
There. Good going. All right, let's go. Johnny pulls out a long length of wood out of his, dimensional lumber out of his bag. Let's go vampire hunting.
Since you are the expert in this matter, Master Gadiel, what advice can you give us in how to fight these things?
This is the master. You need to protect your mind. The rumors of this creature are that it is an enchanter of prodigious skill.
Was your intention to fight it alone, or did you have other allies you wished to bring with you?
Were you not here, I would do this myself.
Ambrose, you there? Because you're on mute.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Yay! Welcome.
Me.
I saw you ninja your way into the chat room.
Yeah, I've just been kind of sitting in the background because you guys seem to be taking care of all the conversation right now.
You doing okay, buddy?
I had a very long night last night.
Sexy Garfield, huh?
Good news, they so it's unclear if they convinced the undead to leave or if they just went, okay, we will. But the undead are supposedly leaving at nightfall.
It's a little sus.
Yeah,
What,
but
my
better than
recounting of it?
slaughter. Better.
Well, what?
No, the whole thing of them leaving so easily, it was like, I know I didn't talk, I didn't smooth talk that minion that well, but better than wholesale slaughter.
24. It's a pretty good roll.
Yeah.
You had there was a genius moment in there.
It was. It was like, boing.
Okay.
So yeah, we Johnny talked his way out of out of an undead war with like everybody.
You arrive at a 2-story home near the fountain. As described, the plants that are growing in the yard in front of it have a reddish tinge. The soil looks damp. The home itself has its curtains drawn. There's a uneasy darkness to it despite the time of day.
Is my messenger back? Has he made it to the fountain yet?
No, this is when you first arrived. So he went south when you guys turned and went down the road.
It's going to
Okay.
take him at least an hour to get to
Oh,
us.
because I
You had him run,
I
yeah.
figured we were only about there
Oh, when you sent
when I
him off?
sent him.
Oh, right.
So
I see what you mean.
yeah,
And he
So,
is running and not walking.
right.
That's fair.
Sprint, boy, sprint. So I guess is the current plan to wait to hear from the runner before we commence with the vampire slaying?
I would prefer that.
Okay, I'm gonna look at what's his name again?
Gadiel.
Gadiel.
Gadiel. Okay, I look at Gadiel. Johnny says, do wooden stakes through the heart actually work any better than they would on any normal person getting a stake through the heart? Because that'd stop anyone I know cold. But does it actually work on vampires?
Does. One of the few things that does.
While we're waiting, Johnny's going to take out one of his toolkits and start whittling down wooden stakes and handing them out to people.
Excellent.
You
Not-
wait around. People in the area give Johnny a strange look as he's whittling away. They're just sort of going about their normal day-to-day activities.
Well, you
But
never heard of whittling while you work? Heh.
And
it's usually
nobody
an
here
S in there.
is freaking out about the undead army.
I mean, there's certainly the same, concerned conversations that go about it, but it's not a like screaming, frantic, running around with
Hermagerd.
right.
Gotcha.
You will
It's-
see people hastily, stuffing saddlebags and like mounting, taking horses out.
Undead army must be Tuesday.
This is Three Rivers after all.
Those that can are you've seen signs of people that can depart the city, heading southward.
Is that towards
Others-
Shifnal?
What was that?
Is that towards Shifnal?
No, south would be further into just the southern duchies.
Okay, thank you.
Shifnal's in the north.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to get my
South is the elves.
Southwest is the elves. If you follow this road out and continue along the river turns southeast. So when I say they're heading south, they're going towards this gate,
Oh,
and then they're
okay.
going to continue.
Okay.
Okay. Not too long after arrival at the fountain, probably about 10 minutes, the runner returns or reconvenes. He's probably never been to this fountain, so returns the wrong word.
Meets up.
Reconnoiters.
Yeah,
Rendezvous.
Rendezvous. Rendezvous.
rendezvous.
Rendezvous. He's not French.
No, not in the best of shape for running that far for as quick as he can.
Trying
Out
to
of
give him
breath,
some
but
water.
not so out of breath that he looks like he's gonna pass out.
Give him some water. Tell him to take a moment.
Did they listen to the warning? Just nod yes or no.
He shakes his head briefly, and sort of does the like so motion with his hand, like tilt it one way or then the other. They barred the church. They wouldn't let me in. They don't look like they're leaving.
Maybe they are taking the path. He looks at it off there. Maybe they are taking the path of the shield and ready to defend but not attack.
That's what it
Defending the
sounds like.
temple, not defending the city.
They're defending their own turf.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
As am I, although I am somewhat dismayed at their selfishness.
Can't be everything to everyone.
This is true.
Let's go kill some bloodsuckers. Have a steak. Looks at Rana. Have a steak. Looks over at Rowan. You want a piece of wood?
2.
Rowan, got some wood for you.
If that's wasted on Rowan, I think but Ambrose would be more appreciative.
Ambrose.
Nah, bro, if I got vampires coming at me, I'm just using my freaky magic powers and eat them.
That's kind of what I figured, bro, but you never know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eventually, look at it this way. Eventually, you're going to get tired. Yeah?
You know.
Here, do me a favor. Just take one to make me feel better.
All right.
We're friends, right?
Yes.
Of a kind, yes. I love the pause, man. I love the pause. Yes. We're friends of a kind. Let's just agree this one time that I actually have your best interest at heart.
Gadiel unslings his pack, puts it on the ground. He removes a leather holster and flintlock, shoves it in, straps it to his waist.
Do holy symbols work? Symbols of faith. True faith.
Says, vampires over the centuries have learned to resist such things in varying degree,
How about sunlight?
always.
Nice.
What about garlic?
Mostly
they-
no.
Are they Italian?
Mostly.
But not always.
Wait. Mostly no, as in they mostly don't care for garlic or they don't care about garlic?
A
This is a
subtle
pretty important
distinction.
distinction. Yeah.
Vampires will, for the most part, don't care if you throw garlic at them or present garlic or eat garlic yourself.
They don't care or they don't care for it.
What if
Well-
I load garlic onto a crossbow bolt and shoot him with it?
They will likely be annoyed.
Yes.
how about if the crossbow bolt is wood and it goes through their heart? Does that count as a stake?
And blessed. I can stack this for days.
Well, if I just blow them up.
Oh, fine. Take the easy way out.
It will disincorporate and regenerate in their crypt.
Oh, boo.
How
Go
about
figured.
if we blow up their crypt?
How about if we have literally any other conversation?
Let's
Agreed.
go.
Are we prepared?
Obviously not, but let's go anyway.
Hmm.
Okay,
Last
we'll
call for wood. Anyone? Anyone?
Althea will,
No, you already
take
gave you
however
one.
many. Oh, I thought you were giving out multiples.
I only had 10 minutes. What do you want?
Fine.
Basically, he took that dimensional lumber and he broke it down into pieces and quick whittled points to them all. This is not Buffy the Vampire Slayer's Mr. Pointy, okay? This is not where we're going with this.
Okay. Um, Gadiel strides towards the front door.
Johnny will follow. Says, "Are you gonna kick it down? You're gonna kick it down, aren't you?"
Throws his brow. No.
Showmanship.
When he arrives, he inspects the door, looks at the creases, tries to peer through the adjacent windows.
Let him do his thing.
Is everyone just sort of arrayed around the front door with him, or are you
Yeah.
back at the fountain still? Aside from Johnny, who walked with him.
Johnny's in full tank mode, visor down. Just let's see what happens.
Althea is probably 10 feet back.
Because I'm expecting fireball.
Right.
What?
Because why not fireball, right? Oh, come on. That's your calling card, dude.
Not my anything. Right. He jiggles the door knob. It isn't locked. He lets it go after pushing it slightly, and it's just a few inches ajar.
Mhm.
As it opens, you can smell decay and hear the buzzing of insects.
Putrefaction. Johnny will instinctively. Well, he'll first look clear to enter.
Say, is it clear to enter?
Yeah, I say, is it clear to enter?
He nods.
All right, Johnny will go inside.
Inside, you see a darkened hallway. There is a couple doors on each side, leading to the left and right wings of the building. The hall itself looks like it extends to the back wall of the building. There's a staircase leading up to a second floor. You
Right.
see a landing there.
Johnny is
are-
going to follow the scent of a decay to its strongest point.
There are also rats that you can see on the railing of the staircase, up on the, well, not the staircase, the railing of the landing on the second floor.
Leave him
They
alone.
squeak and sort of snuffle, and
Unless they're gnawing on people, leave them alone.
the smell seems to emanate from the second floor.
Head there.
Gadiel is behind. Does everyone else enter?
Yeah, we'll
I-
follow.
Following.
Yep.
Yeah.
As Johnny gets about halfway up the stair, you can hear shuffling up ahead. To the right, there's a open door there.
All right, I'm going to pull out a. Give me a second. All right, I'm pulling out the Radiant Mace of Undead Slaying. Because I've got one. And I'm gonna just have my my holy symbol of the Maker, at the ready just displayed on the breast of my armor. Pull it out, make sure it's there. So, and we'll go in.
All right. You continue up the stairs. As you get to the landing, the doors pushed open, and a shambling undead thing stumbles out from the room. It appears to be a zombie.
Put it out of its misery.
I
It's
really
quickly
hope this
done.
doesn't
A few
violate the pact.
What was that,
bash.
Tara?
I said I really hope this doesn't violate the pact.
Oh, that's funny. So yeah, it's a quick work with the mace flares with radiant light as it strikes the zombie, which disintegrates as it's destroyed. Sort of its flesh putrefies, and you can hear the bones crack from within.
Say a prayer for the dying as it goes. Trying as I can to give the tortured soul that was powering that thing some rest, because that's what Johnny does. And then look around for the bodies of the inhabitants of this place. What's left of them.
Inside the room that it came from is a double bed. There's another form on it. It's unmoving, appears to be deceased. Possibly seems like it could have been the wife of the zombie you just killed, re-killed. There are puncture wounds on her neck. Her eyes are lifeless. Flies and other insects fly about the body.
All right, I will go ahead and first thing is to deliver, is to say the prayer of last rites to hopefully lay the spirit at ease, and then we're going to just cantrip this thing until it's in complete ash.
Using Sacred Flame.
Yep.
Okay.
And he will explain what he's going to do to our vampire hunter and says, "Do you have any problem with this?"
He says, "So long as you do not burn the home down."
No, this is very focused. This is to lay the body to rest and hopefully keep it from rising again, because we don't know what's been done to it.
Doesn't take long before the body has been destroyed beyond recognition.
Okay. And Johnny will just put another mark against his soul. Next. All right, so it says what? Okay, so that's taken care of. What's next? Were there any children? Do we know if there were any children in this house? Was that part of anyone's information? He's looking at our vampire hunter.
He does not know.
What are we looking for?
Look around the room. This is their bedroom. Look around the room and see if there's any signs of any infants, children.
No, I'm
Anyone?
asking. Sorry, go ahead.
Look to see if there are any signs that there were children in the house. He says vampires can be some pretty perverse fuckers.
Perhaps the other rooms. And he turns and heads out back to the landing to cross the hall to the other side of the home.
Let's check. And we'll just go room to room.
Yeah, and Rana will ask Gadiel what we're looking for, besides the obvious, like a vampire.
Grave dirt, or perhaps if we find a living inhabitant, we'll need to restrain them and question them.
Why?
They are likely under the spell of the vampire. If they are still alive.
Huh. So kind
So
of
the
like illithid thralls.
I guess in a way.
Okay.
Well, they're even called trolls with vampires too, I think. But anyway.
Okay.
It's accurate.
Sounds good. So Rana will keep an eye out for that.
Okay. Moving from room to room in the home, you don't find any other inhabitants. Nothing moves. There are 2 additional bedrooms on the second floor, which look lived in. They have clothing for humans of about maybe teenage years. Not adults, but not, small children. There's also a guest room, which is unoccupied. Wherever the children went, they are not here. The first floor boasts a kitchen and a dining room. There are also a sort of parlor and study. Otherwise, the home is empty.
All right, Johnny will let everyone. We'll state the obvious: be on the lookout for young children to teenagers who may have been turned. I hope they haven't been turned. If they have, do not show any mercy. If you can't stomach it, come get me. You know I'm good at this, and I hate it.
Gaz can do it.
Of that, I have no doubt.
Well, I just don't think it bothers him as much as it bothers you.
But Gaz won't set their souls to right, will he? No
Well,
offense.
you can do that after he kills them, though.
Yes. As can I, Johnny. You've taught me enough.
All right, let's just get it done. And Johnny will set about the grim work.
Okay. So yeah, the home is otherwise empty.
Is there any? Look for cellar doors.
Okay. Likeliest place would be in the kitchen.
All right.
Make an investigation check.
All right.
Since several of us are looking for this, can he have it at advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no
I
bonuses.
should have rolled that.
I have no bonuses in an investigation. What?
Yeah. It's like, I should have rolled that. I've got the +6.
Oh my gosh, an investigation?
Apparently so.
Wow.
She's a charisma-based caster. I'm a wisdom-based caster.
You have an
Investigation is
investigation is
intelligence, though.
intelligence.
Investigation is int, and
Oh.
I'm proficient. Apparently.
There you go. Sorry, I was looking at intimidation. Sorry.
Ah, yep, it's right there.
That's where my
Also,
confusion came in.
somehow have a +3 in investigation, even though my intelligence is at 8.
What?
Are you proficient? 'Cause
Well,
your
and now
proficiency
I'm
bonus
Is there a
is
really
check
4.
mark next to it, Guff?
Oh yeah.
curious because
Yeah. That adds your proficiency.
it doesn't seem right.
So
I thought she was supposed to be an intimidation. Why not? Why isn't she an investigation?
because Havelock had intimidation.
Oh, right.
Havelock was a scary one.
Right. And I've got the persuasion, not the intimidation.
You were the good cop, which was funny as fuck.
How large is this house?
It's about two stories, and you would get. I mean, in moving through the different rooms and having been all over, it is probably 40 by 25 or 30 feet.
Uh, did anyone find a basement?
So you-
Yes. So with that, you do find a under some barrels of water and grain. You find a trapdoor in the kitchen.
All right. Well, found the way down. Or at least a way down.
Ambrose, lead the way.
Hey, Jacob.
Yes.
Rana's grave sense, is that spherical or is it just circumference, like flat? It's like 60-foot radius.
Yeah, it should be spherical.
Okay. Is Rana picking up any undead?
Well, now. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually.
Okay. So, well, she'll relay that she can't sense any undead down there, but we should definitely, obviously, investigate.
All right. Start moving barrels out of the way.
Okay. Moving it down, moving the objects out of the way and opening up the trapdoor, you see a staircase leading down. It's of stone.
All right. I will cast light on my gauntlet and move down.
Ron also casts light.
I open my eyes.
Nice.
How very dare you have night vision?
Smart. Good strategy. Okay. You head down, and I just assume everyone's following.
Yeah.
Seems fair.
Quick question. Anyone need a bio break?
I'm okay.
I mean,
Are those the
if
guys
you
that made
do,
Mass
now's
Effect?
the time.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I will take advantage of that. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll be back in
Okay.
5. Yeah.
Back. I've been stealing Althea's thunder, apparently.
I have returned.
Cool. Welcome back. Upon reaching the basement landing, Rowan's gonna cast protection from evil and good on himself.
Good one.
Yeah. We've been warned.
Smart. Is anyone still missing?
I think you might be the first one back.
You are indeed.
I roll a save versus everything.
Okay. But if you fail,
I know,
the
right?
song will be good.
That's not going to work out for anybody.
Okay, I'm back.
Guff, you
Since
still there?
Since it is an undeclared.
Not good.
Nope, not good at all. Sorry, guys, we're all dead.
What?
What? Hi.
Undeclared what? Shut
I,
up.
s- I rolled save versus everything, and I rolled a 4.
You're within 10 feet of me. You get an extra 3 points to that.
Oh, then 7. We're fine. No, as we were coming back, Tara said we may have been gone too long. We may be made dead at this point. That's why the save versus everything.
I don't know. One second. That
I am so
is
happy.
prepared. Yay! But for
I
how
am so
long?
happy that Displacer Kitty's with us.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about Displacer Kitty.
Yay! Just place Johnny feeds him the idea of meat. He's learning.
When
think that's
Chaos
Impossible meat?
What was that?
when should I cast that? Sorry, I'll message him.
Rowan cast it as soon as he reached the basement floor.
It only lasts
I'm-
for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
A long
there are
time.
coffins down here.
Okay, well, Rana will cast it as well.
And it's a first level spell, so, you know.
Rana's gonna cast protection from
Evil.
evil and good. Yeah, for undead.
Gadiel says, we should wait here for 10 minutes. No.
Wow.
And that would make Gadiel that much more suspicious.
Right? You'd be like, all right, well, we got to deal with this guy first.
Well,
All right,
I don't. I don't know. I think I like this guy, but part of me is not sure. Especially the more empty this house is.
All right.
This location is named Cave 1, implying the existence of a Cave 2.
He did say Warren.
It is a big cave. Okay.
Warren just
What
makes me
is
think of
Cave
a
1,
rabbit
isn't it?
hole.
Okay. So after traveling
I
down
thought Warren was just a guy's name.
the
Have you never read Watership Down?
Yeah, it's the rabbit hole.
War and peace.
all right.
Oh, my favorite character from Sky High.
guy is
Oh, wow. Okay.
You travel down a 10-foot wide stone corridor for about 50 feet when you find this open room. There's a chandelier giving off a bluish light from several candles that are, they don't seem to be on fire, but are still giving off light.
Okay.
2 hunching statues in either corner look down on you in what can only be described as anger. Their facial expressions carved in rather
Menacing.
furious visages. What was that?
They're menacing.
Yeah, menacing.
Okay. So
There are-
clearly we're dealing with Tremere.
Stop.
Mm.
You're the only one who gets that, honey.
Sorry.
There are 5.
I hoped maybe somebody would get it.
There are 5 alcoves with triple stacked coffins in them. Otherwise, the room seems blank. But according to Hawk, the what is it? The blackness of this particular map might belie other things.
Shall we check the coffins first?
I would suggest that since Master Gadiel is the vampire expert, what would you have us do, sir?
He says that vampire would want to protect themselves as much as possible during the day. Likely there would be some secrets. What's it? Passageway that we could find.
So we don't
And it
need
begins
Oh.
to
Checking for traps? Checking the statues to see if they're going to come to life?
could be. He begins to examine one of the statues.
we don't need to check out the sarcophagi. Like, is that just they're too out in the open? So
Johnny's going to start opening coffins.
Looking, yeah, if you approach the alcoves, there's inscriptions that reads a family name and seems to be just like a family tomb of sorts.
This tomb
okay.
intentionally left blank.
There are a few blank ones.
Ha! Called it.
The first one contains a
Alright.
very what is it, decayed? Just a skeleton in it, and they're in various states of decay. As you go one by one, the last one that you find looks like they've only been dead a few years, but they're very well preserved.
Okay, well then start. Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say that as well. We'll start looking for a secret tunnel.
It wouldn't necessarily even need a secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Yeah, thank you. Well, okay, whatever. A button, whatever is good, might lead to a secret passage.
Doing the same
Yay.
thing. Inspecting the walls. And floor.
Do you want more investigation checks?
No. At the section of wall that Althea is at, she finds a small. It's carved into the stonework itself. It looks kind of like a open mouth. It's quite small though, maybe only like a rat's mouth. Inscribed around it, there is a passage which reads, "Sustenance for the Blood Queen."
Does she say that out loud?
Mm.
Yeah. Let's just read it. Sustenance for the Blood Queen.
You need to drip blood into its
Prick
mouth.
my finger and stick my finger in it. Well, try not to stick my finger in its mouth for very long. Just,
Okay.
like wipe my blood in the mouth.
Ron's not from around here, but does that ring any bells?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I might have jumped the gun. Would Rana know that might indicate the Underdark deity?
That's a good question. Is that a religion thing, or is it more arcana?
For Rana, no. She's not referred to as the Blood Queen.
Oh, I thought she was. Okay, never mind. False alarm.
Alarmingly, as Althea puts her finger into the mouth, it seems to animate and lick at the blood on her finger, which is an unsettling
Ew.
feeling as the stone of it is dragged across her Flash.
She shudders and clenches up, but she doesn't pull her finger away.
Pucker factor 12.
Okay. We will roll initiatives.
Hooray! My favorite part where I get to go last.
Don't be so sure.
As these statues begin moving.
Ah!
Damn it.
So many dice.
Oh my gosh.
Gargoyles.
Classic.
Ooh.
It is Rana first, it looks like.
This is
Oh.
my surprised face.
Usually is.
What?
No, not no. Goliath, is that you?
Oh, that show
I was
was
trying to make
badass.
a joke, but I couldn't remember their
That
names.
show was so good. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Also a
move.
Grinding on
grinding
HBO Max.
as the wall slides open.
I'm sure the thing will take a swipe at me, but I'm gonna move over here.
We should all dash.
Dash.
Get down the hallway and away from the gargoyles. Because, I don't know.
Rana's gonna try to shoot this one.
Okay.
But not sharpshooter yet.
It does try to swipe you, doesn't get you.
Oh boy.
Does anyone
Plus
know how
12.
to shatter?
Does
That will
the-
hit.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So 14 acid. Let's do one more. Oh man.
That does not hit.
Okay, we know it's AC now. I'm done.
What? That'll bring us to Rowan with Johnny on deck.
Is
Rowan's just gonna.
is protection still up?
Yeah.
It's been like 30 seconds.
Well, I don't
Rowan's gonna
know.
mind sliver the one that's been shot.
My mind.
No, that's some real good rolls.
Yeah, all right.
Ugh,
Takes 2 damage.
sure does. Which
I'm
brings
a-
us.
I'm a Toll the Dead on the one that's been damaged.
Okay. Althea's on deck.
DC 17 wisdom check, please.
Mhm.
Gargoyles
Oh,
aren't undead, are they?
They are not.
Okay.
They're fun dead.
Ooh. All right. So that'll bring us to Althea with Tonist on deck.
Silly question. They're alive and animated. Are they still stone?
I think
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
Sure.
So if you're using shatter, then yes, it will have disadvantage.
Well, no. I don't have shatter.
Oh.
That's another character in another campaign. I'm just, concerned about shattering my halberd on one of these things.
Halberd's magical.
Oh,
It's made out of extra dimensional true ice.
I suppose that's true.
We fought an ice dragon
Nice.
for it. Come on.
All right.
Just don't roll
Okay,
one, please.
so-
Don't roll a one.
On the guy in the corner who hasn't been damaged, I think. This one.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be the one.
Oh, I can target him, can't I? Let's do
You can.
target and do that. So there we go. Uh,
Nice.
Oh, nice
Okay.
shot.
Hell yeah.
And a boot to the face. Oh, nice damage.
And
And stroke it with your butt.
That'll also hit.
That was gonna be a 20. Y'all saw it.
that's okay.
All right.
And one more.
And fuck it up one more time.
Yes. Let's hope. Not so much.
Mm.
That'll miss.
but I'm glaring at it.
Tonus to go with them on deck.
What is the what's the orange dot on this one?
Althea's targeting.
Oh, okay. I will run back and hop on Liger. And then I guess that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You can move diagonally, can't you?
Oh, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. So this is where I'm gonna stop either way. And then swing twice at the one next to me. Maybe. It don't be doing the rolling.
Have you clicked attack?
I did indeed. Let's try Sturm. Nope. Okay. Well,
Are you clicking in the chat?
no.
Did
Oh, sorry. You're right. I forgot that it popped up there.
no worries.
Does a 24 hit?
It does.
A
Yeah.
24 better hit.
24 missed by 3. Oh no.
Oh, really bad damage though.
Hmm.
7 force. Oh, that's not the button I want. I want this button.
You're wielding it in two hands, aren't you?
Oh, is that not you're right, that wasn't versatile. Oop, yep. Sorry. Storm's not gonna hit. I can tell you that.
I
Is that-
agree.
Is that what we renamed your hammer?
Storm's just one of the heads of it.
For Meowlnir?
I forgot it was Meowlnir, yeah.
It was Meowlnir.
It's Sturm and Drang. So just
Nope.
the 13 then.
Okay. It attempts to bite and claw back at Tonist. And the other one will move next to Althea. First, Tonist.
Disadvantage on I guess I would just sit on the first one.
Okay. The reroll is a 7, so that's not going to hit. And then on Althea. I'm not going to hit.
Is the
either.
bite and claw the same attack?
Does 21 hit Althea? Yeah, looks like it. So it claws Althea for 5.
Althea, I think you're
Tara, you're on
mic is-
mute.
And I still like have nostalgia for it.
Oh,
But like listening
just-
back on.
I'm
like,
sorry. I've got to look at this because
I don't.
19 is with.
I still like nostalgia.
Yeah, 19 is when I'm not using the shield.
I don't know. It doesn't like hit the same anymore. Sounds like a drug. or
I'm
something.
not using the shield
But
right now.
I think I might know why.
Something.
All right. Gaz removes his whip and whips the one next to Tonist. It crumbles into
5.
rock. Gadiel steps over to put it between himself and what's her face, Althea, and then stabs at it with a longsword. That'll probably. It's still up, so he swings one more time, which probably destroys it. Yep, so it's destroyed as well. He steps over to look at the part of the wall that has the mouth on it, looking at it and sort of can't help but note a small amount of admiration, maybe respect there as he looks it over.
Admiration for the carving thingy?
Yes.
Okay. Does he know who the Blood Queen is?
Says, I've not heard this name, but given the target of our search, just sort of lets that comment hang in the air.
Oh, implying Ymira?
Or a vampire.
Okay. Oh, I thought. Oh.
Althea steps to the side and says, "Lead on, sir."
I did a thing. I definitely assumed the vampire was a guy.
Ah,
Johnny, or am I going?
Go.
Good lord, he's already out of sight.
Yeah, we'll all follow him.
Rookie mistake. Spry for an older guy.
he is. He's
Okay, I guess
what's
I'm
his
going.
age end up being? 73?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot him in the knee, just so we can keep up with him.
Oh my gosh.
He peers around the corner and then he or he leans to peer around the corner and then he pulls back and he turns. There are 2 small children ahead. He whispers to Althea.
Oh, to Althea. Never mind.
Althea turns back and goes, "We need Gaz up here, please."
Oh gosh. Can Rana sense undead?
Nope. Oh wait, actually, let me double check that. Sometimes it's difficult because of how. Yes, she can.
Okay. I can't confirm if they're the children, but I can sense undead now.
Gaz squeezes his way back through. You didn't hear anyone relay the message to him. He just squeezes up and appears behind, or at Althea's shoulder.
Althea presses back against the wall and says, "2 children ahead, likely turned or in some form of service, unless they are prisoners, Gadiel?"
Likely they are enchanted.
Like they're cursed?
So they get like +3 fire damage or something.
Yes.
Charmed by vampires, what his meaning.
Oh, so we need to knock them out. But we can rescue them? Possibly?
Mm-hmm.
We slay the vampire.
Well, yeah, that's the optimal solution. But if they're thralls, they're not vampires. They're just unfortunate humans, right?
Yes.
So we don't kill unfortunate humans.
Fair.
Unless they attack us first and we try to subdue them. If that doesn't work, then all bets are off. Especially if they have a can opener. Johnny just kind of grins at that one.
Okay, so do we want to like inch forward and try to see?
Let me take the lead. I'm the heaviest armored of us all. Let me just go.
Okay.
Okay. As Johnny moves forward, is he doing so slowly and quietly, or is he just stomping forward?
Yes, with my negative like 15 to stealth, I'm going to go as quietly as I can.
Smart. I mean, it's up to you how you want to approach.
There. That's my
Uh,
stealth roll.
With disadvantage, because
Yeah.
it's heavy armor.
Okay.
Nice.
take the 12 or take the 12.
It happens.
Okay, where are you? Are you, oh, there you are. I'm gonna put
Okay,
you
guys.
right here.
Yeah,
so that
thank
can
you.
Sort of see, you're not technically there yet, but I
Sure.
just want you to be able to see what the next part looks like. As you inch forward and you look around the corner, you can see two small children. You would guess that the boy is aged in the 7 or 8, maybe 9 range. The young girl is just hitting like teen years.
Mm-hmm.
They both have, looking at them, you can see dried blood on their faces, around their mouths.
Mm-hmm.
On the opposite end of the chamber here, you can see a sort of font. It looks like it is filled with a red liquid. 3 guesses as to what that is. As
Tomato
the
juice.
light from
Kool-Aid.
as the light from Johnny's gauntlet hits
I
the
see.
wall of the tunnel, they look towards it.
Mm-hmm. What
And
kind of look is in their eyes?
one of make a insight check.
Okay. Wow, I'm blowing goats tonight, and not in a happy way.
They look. There's a sort of anguish to their expressions. He's so thirsty. You can see tears start to stream from their eyes as they move in your general direction.
Children, stop.
They,
Have you-
Can we hear that?
yeah. They're speaking in a regular tone of voice. Please, I'm so thirsty.
Okay, then
You
Rana
have
will squeeze
anything to
by.
drink?
Children,
They continue
stop.
moving forward.
You will regret this.
Wait. Can Rana tell if they're undead?
They're as far as you can tell, no.
Oh, okay.
Some
What
of
do
the
you
as they get closer, some of the blood looks fresh.
What are you thirsty for, children?
Water, just water.
What are your names? He pulls out water from his bag. He pulls out a flask or like a canteen. Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls out a canteen. Two canteens from his flask, from his bag. He says, "Here you go. One for each of you. Drink your fill."
Okay. Johnny just carries 2 canteens. Well, hello.
Do you know how much
He's
shit he's got in
athletic.
that bag of his?
As they take the canteens and they unstop her and they tip them back and go, you mean to poison us? And they throw them to the ground and then they launch themselves at Johnny.
He's fully armored, so don't worry about it. And it's time to start backhanding children.
Okay.
I was waiting for this to happen.
So you okay. So they're trying to pin Johnny to the ground.
Yeah.
So they begin to try to grapple him. Do an opposed roll. I don't
Strength check.
I don't think that Johnny's gonna fail at this.
You would be surprised. Because remember, this is me we're talking about here. Is it a saving throw or ability check?
Sorry.
Athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
At normal? Normal, advantage, or disadvantage?
Just normal.
Told you. It was almost an 18. That's the sad part.
Okay, Johnny's able to resist quite easily as they are small children.
Mhm.
But they continue to work at him. What does Johnny do, or anyone else?
I'm going to use this world's version of zip ties to
Ooh.
subdue them. Basically
Well, first,
shackle them.
yeah,
Can't go anywhere.
Rana will move forward and try to wrestle the smallest one off of him.
okay, the young boy. They are quite weak. And it's easy to overpower them, and you're
Uh,
able to
Yeah, point of
restrain them.
interest. Point of interest. Johnny is laughing almost maniacally, just in happy glee at somebody who's actually trying to subdue him. This is laughable for him. It's almost maniacal glee that you're hearing from him. It's kind of unsettling.
So she'll pull the boy
Okay.
down this way to try to move to make
Careful.
room for
He's gonna try to bite you.
They do fight back, but again, small children, easy to overpower. You're able to restrain them quite easily.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just
gonna.
gonna move all the NPC tokens into the room, just so I don't have to worry about them as much.
Use that 500 feet of rope, 10 times 50 feet of rope, and just section it off and just bind them.
So they couldn't drink water?
Nope. They
is-
they're well on their way.
What does that
He looks
mean? She'll look at
he looks
Gadiel.
over, he looks at Gadiel, right?
He looks at the children and inspects them, looking in their eyes, and he says a arcane word, gestures. And they are deep under a spell.
Are they cursed?
Does not
Curses
appear so.
curses I can deal with. Spells not so much. Wait, you said they're under a spell?
No.
I have dispel magic.
You
I
might
also have
wanna
dispel
look at
magic.
As Rana has dispel magic. Eh.
Oh my gosh.
Johnny,
I'm
do you have
gonna-
the spell slots to spare? I can cast it.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try on the young boy.
Young man. There's no need to be charmed, I said, young man.
There's undead to the southeast.
Get yourself out of harm, I said, young man.
Please don't try sucking my blood.
All right. I'm just
Okay.
letting y'all know. Undead to the southeast. This way, I think. No, that's southwest. Hold on. So this way?
East. I thought you
Yeah,
said
I'm more of
that
a
way.
Delta man myself.
I need a caster level check from, I guess, an ability check using. So, wisdom check from Johnny.
Okay, 1 second.
And which child are you doing this on?
The boy. Let me answer my own questions.
Okay,
Sorry.
after the spell is cast, the boy blinks his eyes open. And he looks around. He's scared, terrified almost. He licks at the liquid on his lips and spits it out. And he starts screaming in terror. Things like, "Where am I? What's going on?" And
Johnny will do his best to console the boy while keeping his armor up. He says, "Boy,
Boy.
you are
Boy.
going to be boy." Hold on, let me get this. Boy, don't you ever sass your mama again, or this is
I was
gonna
going for
happen
more of
to
a
you.
God of War.
Exactly. Boy, don't you ever. No, you're going to be fine. You're safe. People here will take care of you.
make a charisma check.
All right. Oh, this is gonna be funny as hell.
Persuasion, if you've got it.
Yes, I do. Because I roll so well.
I disappeared.
Just rolled off the thing. Yeah, it fell off the table.
Yeah, what the heck?
What?
Doesn't count. You gotta roll it again.
Roll
Nah, I'm
again?
just kidding. No. It was a joke.
Dude, don't do that to me.
Sorry.
I mean, I don't see the result.
You don't? He
You
got
don't
a
see the
15.
difference.
Persuasion?
It's a 15.
You got a 15, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to screen?
I'm
You want
gonna
me to
re-
screenshot
Hopefully
it?
hopefully
No,
it's not a 5th level spell.
yeah, I'm gonna refresh my the browser.
I
Okay,
am 3 stone fences in. Don't do this to me.
over the course of a
Three?
couple minutes, you are able to console the boy and get him to calm down a bit. He begins to sob, mostly quietly. The
Mhm.
the teen girl continues to struggle against her bindings, and she constantly calls for some sort of drink.
Althea?
Yes.
Never mind. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to ask you to do that. Once we get the boy stabilized, do the same thing. Help the girl dispel magic and try and go through the same route.
Rana will work on comforting the boy. She starts singing a song.
While all this is happening, Ambrose is just kind of leaning against the wall, looking very sick about this whole situation.
You're in your element right now.
Welcome to the show, my friend.
I know, usually I feel more comfortable in caves.
Hey, Ambrose, what kind of mushrooms are those?
Give us a
Uh,
mycology check.
I'm
They
not
look
sure, but they look
like
like pretty fun guys.
nice.
Ew.
They look sort of like standard. What are those called again? Gosh.
Like the red caps?
Yeah, the red capped ones.
Me something? Emilita something?
It's a class I. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, cows pooping down here?
Fly agaric? Amanita muscaria? The red caps. You know, those ones.
Something. Yeah, the mushrooms with the red things with the white dots on them.
Oh yeah, red caps, the mushrooms with the red caps.
Poisonous mushrooms.
Okay, for some reason, I can't target the girl and use dispel magic. What the hell?
I saw dispel magic come up. It's in the chat.
Yeah, I see that,
Oh.
but it's not doing anything.
Roll another wisdom check.
Thank you.
After casting it, the girl continues to struggle, call for water. Yes. Without a word, he follows.
Give her water.
She spits it out. As Althea continues down the tunnel, she's hit with a wave of just dank body odor. It smells like whoever's up ahead hasn't showered in quite some time or bathed. There's also the stench of human waste.
Oh,
It's a wonderful combination.
if anybody
Really
is alive down here.
it stings the nostrils.
Ugh.
Okay, Johnny's upcasting dispel magic to level 4 because I'm at a level 3 spells.
I can cast it in your place.
Too late.
Oh, okay.
No, I literally
Readying
already
a
cast
javelin.
it. So wisdom check.
Yep.
If I don't get this one, then go ahead and we need to save this girl. Damn it! Go for it, dude. I'm out. I can't burn any more spells.
Okay. Well, wait.
A
What does
man
this casting
in
do?
as Althea gets into that passage, a man in rough spun tunic and breeches, just very like low grade clothing, steps into her path.
Steps into
He
her threat range.
That's true. I mean, I guess she could attack him if she wants.
Is he armed?
He is. In fact, as he steps into range, he draws a short sword.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I say, you don't belong here. I insist you depart. And he has a strange accent, but seems to be affecting or trying to affect a higher level of eloquence than what the underlying accent would indicate. He waves her off by, lifting his hand and sort of motioning away with the back of it.
She just stares at him for a second. How do you know we're not supposed to be here? What if we've been summoned?
This is the grounds of the Academy. No one belongs here but Academy members.
The grounds of the academy? And what academy would that be?
Academy in Kimball.
In Kimball? What do you study? And Althea is speaking loudly, so she's hoping that the rest of the party members are hearing at least some of this.
What indeed? I study all manner of things. I even trained in fencing. And he brandishes his sword. Make an insight check.
You've studied fencing. You don't use a short sword for fencing.
Use
Tom
an epee.
Sawyer?
He looks down at his sword and says, this isn't a short sword.
Rana is gonna try to lead the boy with her.
No, the boy's fine. Yeah. Okay, you're just caretaking at this point?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, actually, she's gonna try to hand him off to Steven because it sounds like something might be going down, and then she'll go this way. Oh, there is a second hallway there.
Done deal with the girl.
Althea's insights, she recognizes that the man is not holding the sword well by any means.
All right. Perhaps it is. Perhaps it is a rapier, but you're holding it incorrectly. May I show you the correct way?
Huh. I see your game.
And what is my game?
Wish to divest me of my arms. Men
Not at
at
all.
her. And he steps forward to attack.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Punch him in the
Are we rolling
nugget.
initiative again, or just
Yeah.
sticking with what we had?
We will. As soon as I get some
Punch him in the nugget.
the nuggets.
No, the nugget, the head,
Mm,
rather than the testicles.
So,
Yeah.
what happened with the dispelling magic on the girl?
They failed. Yeah, they both failed.
The 16 failed? Or what was the other one he did?
He had a 13 and a 7.
No, those are mine. Tonus went and did his own.
Oh, I don't see one from
I
Tony.
haven't. No, I was interrupted before I could.
Oh, my
Oh, okay.
apologies. You can. Are you casting at 3rd level?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a spell casting check. What are you using? Intelligence?
Isn't it just
Yeah.
casting the spell?
It's
Yeah.
it's intelligence. So
But if it's if it's higher than a 3rd level effect, then it goes down to a ability check against this effects level.
Which it would have to be higher than a 3rd level spell.
Right, or you
Yes,
wouldn't
yeah.
be rolling in the first place.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I see. So I do the features spellbook.
Nice.
That did it.
Nice roll,
Um,
dude.
That's not my role.
Gaz.
Oh no, it's
Yeah, that
not.
was
That was
Gaz's
Gaz.
initiative.
Damn it.
Gaz did it.
Gaz, asshole.
What am I
Got in the
rolling?
way.
What your
Intelligence check.
spellcasting modifier, whatever that is, an ability check from it, and then I need initiative from Rana. But it looks like everyone's going before
Sorry, I was
these
just waiting for Tunis to
duelists.
get his.
No.
Damn it.
About par for the course. She's
Do
a
I
lost
see-
cause.
Do I see Tonus fail? Do I see him falter?
Yeah, he fails for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna when it's my turn, I will upcast another one to save this girl. This is what Johnny does.
So you can roll initiative as well. Keep your place in case I think they need you, but
Okay.
I'm sure it won't be before Rana, so Rana can go.
Not with that initiative, I'm good.
So I
Well,
hear.
wait. He upcasts it to level 4. If it's a level 4 spell, then it just ends it, right? The first time.
If
the
it's
second
level
time, rather.
4.
So it's
'Cause
higher
it's
than
Not
level
level
4.
4.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because I upcast level 4 last time.
And if you look back to his first roll that did end it, wherever that was,
That was a 16, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know that it's not higher than level 6 based off of that.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Alright.
right. I'm not casting a level 5 spell to try and combat this thing. No.
I actually would prefer not to kill these guys. So Rana's gonna pull out her other bow.
The Nerf bow.
And
Fire marshmallows at people.
oh shoot, do I have that bow? I don't think I have that bow loaded up, but I can just use a regular longbow, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'll go after this guy for this guy. There it goes. That guy first.
I need to make stats for a marshmallow crossbow.
Does that hit?
Yes.
I don't know if that's the right damage, but that's what a regular longbow does, and he's grappled.
Nice.
And then she'll shoot this guy too. So I'm more interested in them being restrained.
That will also hit.
Sweet.
What do you have, plus 12?
Okay. Do you move?
Well, I already moved once. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh gosh.
Where did that put you?
25, 30, I guess. This guy wasn't grappled?
Yeah, he's grabbed.
Okay.
Okay. Ambrose is on deck. Gaz will snap his whip and move forward into the chamber. Ooh, a crit. With 2, oh, I just didn't kill him. With 2 snaps of the whip, he takes this guy down to about half his health. Ambrose's turn. Rowan on deck. I don't know if you can see their hit points. I don't think so.
No, not
No.
yet.
All right, Ambrose is going to move forward a little bit. Oh.
Surprise.
I did not realize there were 3 gentlemen here. He's gonna.
Should be able to see it now.
Yeah. These guys like grappled, right?
Yeah, the front two are. They were hit with arrows, which then grew into roots and rooted them down to the spots that they're in.
Oh, nice. Uh,
Rana will say, try not to kill them.
Ambrose is actually going to step back because I just spent my entire time on deck. I don't really have anything that's not potentially lethal, so pass, I guess.
Well, I mean, if you Eldritch Blast this guy, Rana could probably get him with Spare the Dying so that he doesn't, like, die. But it's up to you.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it.
There's Tonist. See under Liger? Okay. Okay, Rowan's good.
Alright. Rowan's gonna move. 1. Oh, I guess he'll actually stay back here because he can still see people. These guys are all holding swords threateningly.
Yes.
Alright. Cool. He'll Mind Sliver the closest one.
Oh, headache. 7 damage, dang.
Is Mind Sliver just giving someone an aneurysm?
A little bit.
A little
It
bit.
does seem that way. Tonus to go with Johnny on deck.
I aware of the direction of the things happening.
Yeah, it's sounds of battle are coming from the right, left.
Okay, I guess I will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go for a dash. 2, 4. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay, Johnny.
Sorry, I faded out for a second. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, it's
Give me
all
a
good.
second. Give me a second. Right, now I got that part. You're on mute.
Are the kids both disenchanted now?
Nope, just the boy still.
Oh my lord.
All right, then Johnny's focuses on disenchanting the girl.
Okay.
So you need another dispel and a wisdom check.
Yeah. What level are you casting it?
4.
Okay.
I've got to cast this thing.
Okay, you can get that wisdom check in, and then it's Thea's turn.
Okay, so here's the wisdom check. Damn it! So close. It's almost a 20. Is what it is.
Okay. Althea's good.
He just for flavor. He is physically fending her off while not letting her out of his reach. Fair?
Okay.
Okay.
Althea steps up to this one, says, "You really should have let me teach you." Steps over him. And we will target this guy. Say, are you going to yield?
Never have I lost. Yeah, that'll hit. Which one was it again? Was it this one?
It's yeah. I've got him. No, I've got this guy targeted because these
Oh,
two are
I see.
grappled.
Target. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, he falls to the ground. Unconscious.
Turns around to let's see. It's this one. Do you yield?
He does not. That'll hit.
And let's see. I'll do one more on same guy. That
That will miss.
Okay.
So he bats away the halberd with his sword.
even though he's grappled.
Yeah.
Wait, wouldn't grapple give me advantage?
Grapple just turns their speed down to 0.
Oh, okay. All right.
I say just, and that's the main thing. Okay. One will swing at Althea, the other at Rana. Starting with
Rana's
Rana.
AC is 16, by the way. I haven't figured out how to put the bark skin back in.
Okay. We'll work on that. He misses. Second on Althea. Well, they also are not rolling very well. Rana's go.
Rana's gonna switch to her rapier and try to disarm this one.
Okay.
Is that something she would know how to do? Do I just do an attack roll?
I don't know if that's ever come up. Strength looks, is that right?
She would be working on disarming it with the rapier.
Yeah, make I guess
So I guess for her it would be some sort of dex.
acrobatics check, it looks like, but that doesn't seem right. I don't think there is a rule for disarming. I haven't come across one before. I'm making an attack roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want me to just do the attack and then that's her goal is to just knock the sword out of his hand.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if that's fine. There's damage just in case.
Damaging his sword?
I don't know. I just rolled it just in case.
Jerk move. I'm gonna say he holds on to his sword.
Okay, that's fine. So, wait, does she get 2 attacks with a rapier? It's
Yeah.
been a while. Okay, so we'll do that again.
Not so good this time.
No. Okay, well. Oh, that's what she's going to do. She is going to ring the bell for the flame sheath, but she's also going to use the harmonic augmentation. So the 2 guys next to her are going to start taking fire damage.
As far as disarming, I don't know if you've already found it. Target must succeed on a DC 14 strength saving throw or drop one item it is holding to the ground.
Where did you find that?
In D&D Beyond. I searched disarm. Most of it's disarming traps, but Pirate First Mate from Saltmarsh. If the target is a creature, the first mate can choose to deal no damage with the attack to disarm.
Oh, so that's a creature.
Yes.
Okay.
Or, yeah, person.
Healer.
Presumably, because they have to, if they're holding something.
Right, but it's an ability of a creature. It sounds like you said it's a pirate that does that.
Pirate's first mate.
Right. Yeah, I'll have to
person.
look into it for more detail because that just sounds like an ability, rather than like a standard rule that anything can do. Gaz whips this one. And it is Ambrose's turn with Rowan on deck. I guess he'll stay.
Right. I guess Ambrose is just gonna Eldritch Blast this guy because it seems like the restraining didn't work.
Okay.
Or wore off. Did it? Okay, there we go. Negate him.
Yes. Yeah, that gets him for sure.
Right.
All right. So he's still up. Get your second blast if you'd like.
Out of curiosity, because of repelling blast, does that push him like through Althea and into those tables? Because that'd be very comical.
Yeah.
Well, he was rooted to the ground. Would that unroot him?
That only lasts a round.
Oh, I forgot.
So he gets pushed back. Althea artfully dodges out of the way. He hits the table and tumbles to the ground.
All right, and then Ambrose is gonna step a little bit forward and Eldritch Blast this guy.
Okay. That hits.
Noise. And he is repelled onto the bed, I guess.
Oh, time for a nap.
Bugger. I was going to have him flanked. Damn it.
Rowan's go.
All right. Well, Rowan can still see the far guy, so Mind Sliver.
One that's tumbled. Oh no,
Yeah.
the bed guy.
Yeah, whichever guy this is.
My brain.
And he'll
And slivered.
move here where he can feel a little better.
Tonus go.
I was on mute. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I got 5. And then let's see here. Well, guess we're dashing again. 1, 2, 3. Oh. No, I don't want to. Shoot, sorry.
Did you just like here?
I'm dashing.
Yeah, when you
1,
started,
2.
didn't you start there?
Huh?
Didn't you start here when you?
I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4,
1,
5,
2,
6,
3,
7.
4,
That's only
5.
35 feet. And doesn't
I only
the
have.
Liker has
Oh,
40?
yeah, I was using my own for some reason. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. 1,
Okay,
2,
yeah,
3, 4,
you don't have to
5.
dash to get to there.
Is that wait? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do I not? $40 would, unless you let me. I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to stay here.
Okay, that's fine. That's 35 to there.
Oh, so I could just move one more without dashing then. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go there. I'll take the opportunity from this guy here.
No, he'll take the opportunity. It's a little semantic fun. That'll miss, I'm sure.
Ah, yeah.
Oh wait, you were. That guy's on the ground. Weren't flanking or flanked. Okay.
Oh, I get to attack, don't I? Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah, I do. Sorry, I'm very tired.
Quite low on health.
This one here, yeah, he is. I'm just gonna smack him real quick.
Yeah.
If he's, do you say is he prone?
He is prone right now.
Is this an auto crit then?
It's not an auto crit, but you do get advantage.
Hey, I like that.
That'll hit.
This dude gets blown and knocked into a table, and then Tones just comes up and bonks him on the head.
All right. Yeah, he gets his head gets caved in. He is no longer conscious.
We'll direct my attention to. Oh, is this guy dead already?
Yeah. If you want, well, he's actually not dead. This is though. If you wanted to, you could have stopped here and made your
Yeah,
attack
I didn't
before
realize
you
that this one was
finished
already.
your.
Yeah, you are entirely correct. I could have stopped here and had flanking on this guy here still, and then yeah, you're right. Many things I could have done different. Oh well.
Wait,
All right.
is this guy dead?
Yeah, that was quite a bit of damage that was dealt to him when he was
Not
already at very low.
Sure. I'm not sure if
Sad.
Spare the
Okay.
Dying can help a caved-in head.
I don't think so
I was
either.
not present for the conversation where you said
Oh
not
no,
to not
I'm not.
kill them.
I'm not criticizing. I'm just like Rana will be sad still. That's all.
Johnny's go.
Honey. Sorry, he drifted off. Give me a sec.
Okay.
Oof. Honey, it's your turn.
Very. Apologies, folks.
Did we just move past you?
Yeah, can you recap?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Sorry, we're beating the snot out of these guys in this other room, and you are still working on disenchanting this girl, right?
Yeah, I'm still working on the girl.
So, upcast and a wisdom check, right? This is expensive as fuck.
Yep.
Okay.
But you're doing what?
I'm being true to the character, yeah.
Right. Right. So you're casting.
Here's the wisdom check.
God damn it.
Damn it!
This is just really not going well.
I'm gonna use my inspiration that I earned and roll that again. Can I do that or not?
Yeah.
Does 15 get it?
Does.
Thank God.
Hallelujah.
And that will put it to Althea.
All right. Step over here. I'm gonna look at this guy and say, "Do you yield?"
You've made a right mess of this. I should ask you the same thing.
I take that as a no. Whiff. Hard whiff.
Swing and a miss.
And another freaking miss, isn't it? That is a miss, yeah?
Yes.
Dang.
You are threateningly gesturing as what you will do to him next time if he does not
One
amend
hit.
his ways.
That will hit? Okay.
Go ahead and put him on the ground.
I don't know what
So
all
many-
of those extra rolls were. I
You were
have no
rolling twos
idea.
and one, so it was re-rolling them for you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All
That's
right.
neat.
That drops him to the ground.
I strongly suggest we bind them before we wake them up.
Well, the girls have no trouble whatsoever. But if you wish to bind the adults, have at. And Johnny pulls out another 50 feet of rope.
You're in the other room. You didn't even hear that comment.
Oh, what omniscience? What?
No, Althea was saying that to Rana, actually.
Okay, sorry.
I'm sure we can probably just tie them up in their own disgusting, filthy bed sheets.
Ugh. Yeah, looking around the room, you note the relative lack of hygiene that these three have been engaged in. The beds are soiled. There's no sort of rational system that they might have employed. They didn't like use a corner or anything like that. They just soiled them wherever they were. So they're planning
We're out of
getting-
initiative, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Ambrose gags and leaves.
Candy ass.
That's fair.
Eat spiders all day long. One little set of demonic possession, and you go away.
Mhm.
Come on. Okay. Well, hey, we've all got our thing. Get it?
Rana, I don't know that we're actually going to get anything coherent out of them. So why
Okay.
don't, can we just tie them? Let's just tie them up and leave them here.
That's fine. That was my intention, but she is going to use spare the dying on the two that are not like definitely dead. That doesn't wake them up. It just stabilizes them.
Oh, well, I thought that this guy was, I mean, he's just unconscious, right? What about
Yeah.
this guy?
Correct. Yeah, both of them are just unconscious.
Okay.
Oh, this guy is taking a nap on his bed because that's where he ended up.
Mhm.
Yeah. As the conversation
Tie him
of
securely to it. Yes.
Johnny's second self wakes up.
I don't know what to do with that statement.
No worries. No, it's the portion of him is like of getting ready to abandon people. It's like no.
Okay. So the first one gets tied to the bed. Do you tie the other one to the bed as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Tie them down securely. I'm gonna take their swords from them and like chuck them down into this little crevasse
Okay.
so that they can't get to them.
Okay, so
that-
question. Is Althea down an access tunnel that Johnny has not seen yet?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Over here. Looking down that narrow passageway, it does look like if you tried hard enough, maybe you weren't in armor, you could squeeze through it. So putting the swords in there might not stop them from getting them if they get up and free themselves.
Oh, okay.
In fact, in looking down, you could see it kind of twist a little bit, and maybe it continues further.
Oh. Rana, do you want to try and get through there? Or, I mean, I won't be able to follow you, so, but maybe to get an idea of what's down there?
No, I'm not intending on going down there right now. I just was curious to see if it went somewhere. Also, I apologize. My dad is talking very loudly.
All right. Well, if these two are secured, that one's not coming back. This guy's just not coming back.
Right.
So
Never know.
that's
He's
scary.
dead. He's dead. But
For now.
yeah.
So we
That's
can go. Yeah, Rana is
Take-
done in this room, and we can.
Take the swords with me.
Yeah.
Ambrose was done a little while ago, it sounded like. As Rana steps to Gadiel is looking to the right down that tunnel passageway. As Rana steps up behind him, he turns and says, "It is the flicker of flame skulls,"
Oh, joyous.
referring to the green flickering light that comes out the passageway.
Wonderful. Those are our favorite undead ever to fight, Rana says sarcastically. Do you happen to have holy water?
Always.
Good.
Still feel bad about that
Last
little
time
puppet
we
guy.
fought them, we did not. Well, we didn't know we did, but we didn't know we did. That was a nightmare. And then the rest of the day continued to be a nightmare. But okay, so if that's what we're
That was a bad day.
that was a very bad day. If that's what's
Extremely
waiting for us, then Rana will make sure that the rest of the party knows that there's flame skulls down there.
Lovely. Hey, Johnny, your favorite thing.
And that is a good stopping point.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, I imagine we don't want to start that combat.
Well, I think we all know how it starts.
Is it fireball? Oh, Rana will
I
also
think
make sure
that sounds accurate.
that she's not burning anyone.
Oh yeah. That's fine.
Oh, we forgot to do that in that fight, but that's fine. She's gonna make sure she doesn't burn anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, don't. I need to remember to stay more than 5 feet out of range.
No, you
Oh,
can't douse this
Oh,
fire.
'cause
It's
that's
magical.
right. I can't douse your fire. It's magical.
Right. Oh, but you're probably fine. It probably won't hurt you.
I don't know. Actually, you may be right.
Only one way to find out. Quick, experiment.
I don't want to burn her.
That'd be funny.
If I burned her,
Well, it'd be
that
funny to
would
me.
not be funny. Oh, okay.
That's the weird thing is that it's not on the Forge character sheet, but I think it does give me fire resistance.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have fire resistance because of the halberd.
If Johnny made your armor, then yes.
If you look at your
Johnny
attributes
didn't.
list,
Yeah, Johnny didn't make my armor.
I thought
My
he did something
attributes
with it.
list. Okay.
yeah. So on the
Damage
character sheet,
resistance,
attributes,
fire. Yeah.
There you go.
Fire, necrotic, and radiant.
Man, I'm only resistant to cold.
So I can hit you with my halberd and you'll be fine. I'm not going to
Because
do
I'm
that.
such a
Oh, that
chill
works.
Oh,
dude.
right.
So
Like,
not
why
going to
can't
do
I
that.
move? Gotcha.
It is paused.
Yes, tis. Haha.
Be kind of paused though.
It's a
Yeah.
little bit.
All
yeah.
right.
Okay.
All right.
Good job,
So
everyone.
we are
didn't
playing
die.
next Sunday.
Yes.
Okay. Well, see you all then.
Yes. Good job, everybody. Hooray.
Yay!